What's up, guys? Skippy Skip here, and I thought I'd just tell this story that I might have told already on this channel, but if not, then I guess you're hearing it for the first time. And if you already have, then some of you may have heard, or if I already have, then some of you might be hearing it for the first time ever. Otherwise, this is going to be a revamp of what I said before in a different video. But back at my messed up high school, now all things considering, it seems like my high school was better than a lot of our high schools that you hear about. Well, it still didn't change my opinion that this high school was messed up. So, anyways, back in high school, I'm in this class. It's called Digital Electronics. In this class, you're just practically just learning about ones and zeros, wiring up stuff, different kind of things called gates that do different things and whatnot. So, anyways, we're working on this one. Or we're supposed to be individually right now working on projects, and we're supposed to be wiring up certain things. But before we wire these things up, we're supposed to wire like digitally wire them up on the computer using this program. I can't talk right now. It's almost 3 in the morning, and well, I'm working on my project, just doing what, I normally do. And there's this guy to my left. I'm going to call this guy Josh. To any Joshes out there, I hope you're not offended. This guy definitely does not seem like a Josh, but I'm calling him Josh just because I don't want to say anything remotely like his name. So, yeah. So, Josh here, he doesn't usually do his work. If anything, he's always watching Mario videos and laughing, and then also looking up pictures of Pokemon. So, anyways, I'm doing my work. I'm looking over to the left. I see Josh literally grabbing pictures of Pokemon from Google and throwing them onto some sort of slideshow or whatever. He's got a couple of windows open. One of the windows is the program that we're using to digitally wire up our projects. So, so he's just doing that. I raised my hand because I have a genuine question I need to ask the teacher. I don't remember what it was. It might have been, I think I was actually wiring up my breadboard at this time. Like, I already got the digital version done. I just had to wire this thing up. So I raised my hand. Teacher starts walking over. And then just before he gets to me, he's passing by Josh, and he stops. He looks over at Josh's computer screen, and then he asks, "Hey Josh, what are you doing?" And then Josh freaks out. He clicks onto the program that he should have been on to begin with, and then he says, I'm just doing my work." And then the teacher says, "Uh-huh. Does it work?" Referring to the thing that's currently being displayed on his computer. And I looked over, and the project that he's working on is the previous assignment, and B, it definitely doesn't work because I saw him trying it out the day before, and it was not working. This guy would not show up to class outside of his own time to work on this. I can tell you that for certain. So, so he says, "Yes, it works." And then the teacher says, "Okay, well, how about you go ahead and wire it up?" Then Josh proceeds to say, "Oh, but there's no breadboards available, so I can't do that right now." Then the teacher looks over by the door where we have boxes where the breadboards are stored, and we got like 2 boxes just sitting out there right next to the door. And the teacher says, "Oh, well, there's 2 boxes right over there. How about you go get one and wire it up?" And then the teacher pauses and then says, "Actually, I'll go get you a breadboard so you can wire it up." So the teacher walks away. Josh instantly, right after the teacher turns around, Josh clicks right back on to Google and starts grabbing more images and stuff. Teacher's walking back with a breadboard in a box in hand, and then he stops as soon as he sees what's on Josh's computer screen again. And then he stops and says, "Nope, I ain't doing this if he ain't going to try." He turns right around, puts the bread box back, and then the student Josh realizes that the teacher stopped and turned back around. Josh gets back up, and he's like, "What? No, I'm doing my work. I'm doing my work," leaving the Pokemon up on his screen. And then he grabs a bread box from the side of the door, and then he goes to the teacher's desk where the teacher is now sitting, and then I hear the teacher yelling, or I shouldn't say yelling, but lightly yelling, more like having a raised voice at Josh, saying how he's got none of his assignments turned in, and that he doesn't do anything in his class, which is, I'd say, about 90% true, something like that. This guy, I'm not sure what was up with this student. I mean, I don't know if he had a disorder or not. I certainly hope that he doesn't, in a way. I mean, like, I hope that he doesn't, where, he doesn't have, like, these actual serious problems. And then if he does, then I wish the teacher would give him a little bit of a break. But he was pretty annoying. And, you know what, I might as well just continue on with this video, because I have more stories about this guy. Another story, with the same guy, Josh. This is made up name. We're in this class called IT Essentials. And in this class, we're just practically learning about the insides of computers and how to install Windows, and practically that's it. And so teacher was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you all a test, and you're going to take it on your computer, and when you finish the test, you'll see where you're currently at, compared to all the other students who's finished." But Josh here didn't hear that. He was looking at his Chromebook, and he had earbuds in his ears. I got nothing against earbuds or anything, but if your class is going to start, take those earbuds out, because the teacher's probably going to say something that is actually important to your education. So all of us begin the test, including me, and I'm nervous about taking this test. But as I'm taking the test, I notice that Josh is still looking at his screen, watching videos of, I don't know, it's either Pokemon or Mario or something. And he's making, like, laughing noise. Like, he's trying to make, like, got your mouth closed, but you're laughing. You're like, that kind of thing. And he's doing that. The teacher catches wind of it. She lets it go for, I don't know, a couple minutes. And then she gets up, comes over to Josh, and it signals him to pull out the earbuds. He does that, and Josh says, "What?" Teacher says, "Do you know what we're doing?" And Josh said, he starts looking around, like, "We're taking a test." And, I guess you could see that from our computer screens. And then teacher's like, "Yeah. Do you know how to get to it?" And then Josh was like, "No, I don't know how." And the teacher points up at the board that's got all the directions written down that all the class followed without questions. No questions on how to accomplish this. She points at the board, and then Josh was like, "Oh, well, it wasn't working." Teacher's like, "Just type it in. Type in the website link and go to it and do it." So I see Josh get on there. And I'm still don't worry, I'm still doing my exam, or my not my exam, but my test. I'm looking at my computer screen, and then I see him get on. And it's just fly through the questions, like fly through them as in you don't know what you're doing. Fly through them, not fly through them because you're just that smart. No, he's just flying through them because he doesn't know really anything. I mean, I shouldn't say he doesn't know anything, but I mean he doesn't know any of the material for this class, or very little of it at least. I'm not even sure how much he paid attention. So he flies through them, and then I hear him say out loud, "Oh, third place. I guess I'll take that," he says. So remember what I said that it'll show your place compared to all the other students who had completed the test. So because he completed it very quickly, he was literally, I could see this from my screen. He was literally number 3 of 4 people. He was done. So there was someone who did worse than him. So I was like, this kid did obviously not pay attention to how to what the teacher said about how it shows your placing. So anyways, I finish up my test. I score, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15 place in the class. No, I didn't get I didn't get a D or anything. I had more like a C. And I take a look for Josh's score and I find it. And he was like second or third to last place at this time. I don't think anyone told him what his placement was, but that was where he was when I finished. I know there's just a few more students who had to finish up their tests. And I was like, man, does this kid ever learn? So, yeah, he is really annoying. And then I guess one more story about this guy, Josh. I remember one time, it's same class, IT Essentials, and well, he was, making laughing or humming, his typical laughing noises where he's laughing at some sort of video online, but he's trying not to make it loud. And we're all trying to get work done, all of us but him. And he's got his earbuds in listening to it. Well, I guess one student who's not really the most respectful is getting kind of like bothered by this. He's for once this one student is actually trying to do his work. So he kicks the chair, like he's sitting behind Josh, and he kicks the chair in front of him that Josh is sitting in. And then Josh doesn't do anything, and the guy kicks it again, and then Josh turns around and he asks him to stop. And then the student who did the kicking, who we'll call Trevor says, "Hey, can you please keep it down?" And then Josh just turns around, shrugging it off. And Josh starts laughing some more. Trevor's mad now, and he kicks his chair again. And then Josh turns right back around and yells at Trevor, saying, "Can you stop kicking my chair?" And then Trevor's like, "Well, can you stop being so annoying?" or something like that. And the teacher gets up from her seat, and then she goes over to Josh and Trevor, and she starts yelling at Trevor, saying, "You need to stop being so disruptive. You need to mind your own business." And then Josh says, "Yeah, you need to mind your own business. Leave me alone." And then Trevor's, trying to make it, like trying to say, "No, it's Josh. It's all Josh." But before he says that, the teacher turns to Josh and says, "Be quiet, because I'm gonna get to you next." And then that's when like the class just kind of got all silent, like, "Ooh, this is going to get real right now." So then the teacher finishes up with Trevor, and then starts yelling at Josh for not doing any of his work, and essentially just not being a good student and actually being disruptive, the most disruptive compared to everybody else. So yeah, that's my it's a few tales that I have about Josh. I guess one side note about Josh is I know it, like in the hallways, he's always looking at his cell phone or his Chromebook, literally, always. I remember one time he ran into someone, and he almost ran into me a couple of times. Oh my goodness, this guy, seriously. I guess that's all I have for this story time. Do thank you for watching, and why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because that would major leaguely help out. And why don't you go ahead and tell all your friends about this channel and stuff. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, but yeah. So have a good day, everybody, and God bless.